First of all, I love the Akashic Records. This is just this amazing thing that I've discovered. I've always loved this word from the first time I heard of it, but it did take me a few years to actually dive in and start to do a bit of discovery and exploration, to actually have my first reading, which, by the way, I did not really enjoy, which is funny that I do readings now. But it's interesting that when something catches us, we just don't give up on it, even if we have less than maybe desired experiences. In really brief, that particular reading was done by somebody who he was a social worker. And so my sense was he had a lot of beliefs about what people think and the way people operate, and a lot of, just sort of subconscious and conscious expectations of humans. And some of them really didn't apply to me. And I felt like he was sort of layering those into the reading based on his personal experience, as opposed to reading me and working with what would help me the most. Although I did get a tiny granule of something that I could take away with it, take away with me. But because of all of those other layers of his own beliefs and his own conscious and subconscious expectations and attitudes, I found that I had to spend quite a bit of time afterwards. I went into the park. I was near Stanley Park, so I went to the park and just kind of literally shook it all off me. I'd never done that before, but it was such heavy information and it felt so not related to me. He was using words. This was the other thing. He was using words I didn't understand, and he was not defining them. He was not giving me an understanding of them. He was not using sort of a frame of reference check for words like karma and violet light, and even really talking about what a past life could mean. And so as much as I was open and willing to learn and hoping that I would take something away from that reading, I really felt more bogged down than I did uplifted. So although I wouldn't say it was completely useless, it was definitely an experience I did not want to repeat. So from that perspective, I moved forward thinking, well, I still love this word Akashic. I still feel there's a draw for me, something pulling me towards it. And I would really like to have the opportunity to experience and explore that in a way that does work for me. And because I persisted, I went through and read different books, but of course I just read snippets of them because that's how I tend to read and absorb information. I played around a little bit based on some of those books in the Akashic Records on my own sort of rogue style, and also found some interesting things, but not a lot of clarity and direction. So for me, when I actually came across the opportunity to study the Akashic Records, I found this website and there was this system called Soul Realignment, and I wanted a reading with the person who created the system, and they were no longer doing private readings one-on-one. And then I found out that if I did the program, I could do my own reading. And I thought, well, I guess that will do, because that means I've killed two birds with one stone, in the sense that I already have a business where I do psychic type, energy type work. And now I can add to that this additional tool if I like it. Plus I can do my own reading. So I finally get the reading that I really feel will help me and that I can truly understand. So it was a win-win for me on so many levels. So I proceeded with that program and I have never looked back. I was so excited. I dove in. I was done within, I can't even remember. It was definitely less than 2 months. I was certified. I was practicing and doing readings for people. I had already done my own reading after I had finished the program within that time period. And I was just thrilled with the changes I was seeing, with the understanding and the self-awareness that was growing in me, with the blessings that were starting to show up because I was operating in a different way, and the growth that I was seeing in my own life, in my abundance, in my business, in my health, in my relationships, and so on. And so I decided not very long ago, probably about 2.5 years ago, that I wanted to teach this program. I wanted to teach it right away. but it wasn't possible. And when it became possible to become a facilitator and be able to certify students who took this program, I jumped right in with both feet and I haven't looked back again. And so I'm here to tell you, not only can I offer you readings, if that's what it feels is the right thing for you right now, but also that if you want to learn how to do this, that I am your gal. I am here to help you get through that process as quickly and efficiently as possible with the most joy and the least struggle. Because anytime we learn something new, especially something this transformational, there is definitely that moment where we'll hit some pitfalls if we're not being guided properly, if we're not having someone to help us along the way and to give us those, hey, watch out for signs, watch out for this, don't let yourself do this. Oh, if this happens, here's what you do now. And here's how you make it from the beginning to the end successfully and in one piece. And that is what I offer when you take this soul realignment training with me. So I hope that you will look into it. I hope that you will come to any of my Q&As, look at my webinar on YouTube. Whatever it takes that we can help get you there, I'm here for you. So just let me know what that might be. And I look forward to seeing you inside the program.